Alright, this is part 2 of my Dragon Ball GT review. So, Dragon Ball GT review part 2. This is where I'm going to talk about the things I like about GT. Part 3 will be the part where I dislike about GT. So, here we go. Let's talk about the positive things about Dragon Ball GT that I actually personally admire. But before we start, yes, I'm aware Dragon Ball GT isn't canon. It has nothing to do with the manga. And Akira Toriyama had little involvement to it. But that doesn't mean that you should hate something just because it's not canon. And I can understand why a lot of people dislike GT. But again, you shouldn't hate something that isn't canon. Just because it's not canon doesn't mean it can't be great. Right, like a bunch of filler episodes. Yeah, I get it. Filler sucks, but hey, there's some good fillers in there. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the good things that we like about that I like about Dragon Ball GT. So here we go. Okay, so what I like about it is the Black Star Dragon Balls, and I actually personally did enjoy the Black Star Dragon Ball arc. Well, the first few episodes, but at the same time, I actually did find it enjoyable because I love the idea behind it. I get it. They were trying to make it feel like Dragon Ball again because that's what Dragon Ball GT sort of is. It's trying to be like Dragon Ball, and I do like the idea behind it. Going out to these different planets in the universe just to gather them up, and it sounds pretty fun. But they have to gather them in 1 year, or else the Earth will blow up. Wow, that's pretty dark, considering this is supposed to be fun. But ever since they went to the baby arc, it started to get boring. But I'll get to that later. This is about the stuff I like about Dragon Ball GT. Alright? The second thing I like about Dragon Ball GT is Super Saiyan 4. I personally love this transformation, and it is my all time favorite form of all time. And I know some of you are going to disagree with me, but just look at it. It's awesome. How can you not love it? It's it's freaking awesome. And I know a lot of people say that Akira Toriyama designed it, but that's not true exactly. If you don't believe me, just check out Geekdom's video on who actually designed Super Saiyan 4. I'll put a link in the description, then you'll see. But I do like Super Saiyan 4. It is an amazing form. I got nothing else to say. It's just awesome. It's like half human Saiyan and grade ape. Wow, it's just awesome. I can't. I don't know what else to say about it. So yeah, Super Saiyan 4, yay! The third thing I like is Super Android 17. Wow, it is just cool. Very cool. The arc was a little but I'll get into that later in the things I dislike about it. But I'm saying I like the character design. It's just awesome. I mean, I do find them pretty cool, actually. I actually personally enjoy the Super 17 arc, but I'm kind of neutral on it. But I'll get to that later. But Super Android 17, you are the man. Alright, last but not least, the Shadow Dragon arc. Now, the reason why I say that is because I love the idea behind it. Where they overuse the Dragon Balls and all that. Though, personally, I do wish the dragons looked a lot better. But again, that will be all in part 3. But I do like the Shadow Dragons. So, yeah. Yeah, the Shadow Dragons. What else can I say? Well, that's it. That's all the things I really like about Dragon Ball GT. Please make sure to stick around for part 3 where I talk about the things I really hate about Dragon Ball GT. Yeah. This was part 2. So, stick around for part 3. Yay. No one cares.